Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 55th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th Annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yahanna is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
We got any sound to this? Just in the system. Okay, no problem. Hey, first of all, say again? Okay, first of all grace and mercy unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Give him a hand for all that he does for us every day. If we don't know it now, we're going to know shortly why it's so important to serve the Most High in Christ, and that we are absolutely nothing. The scriptures say the best of us is as what? Muhammad, you gave it away. I know you know. Hell, if anybody know, he know. You know, man. The best of us is as a filthy rag, but from mercy from the Most High, we could be more than a filthy rag. Esau would like to reduce us all back to an animal because that's all he believes we are. But the Most High decided to make us more than just an animal. He decided to give us laws, statutes, and commandments. And above all, he gave us mercy, which raised us up to be more than just an animal. That's right. And we should thank him every day for that. Second of all, I got to thank, is Natazah here? Natazah here? Bring him in right quick. I got to thank Captain Natazah. Give it up. Oh, man. Was doing such an amazing job. You and your whole camp down here done such an amazing job. This school looks absolutely fabulous. And the work y'all put in down here, I see you, mighty man, you know what I'm saying? And others doing such great work in the South, here in South Carolina, has been absolutely monumental and amazing. So give it up one more time. Officer Natazah. Hey, Thawad, I appreciate that. You know, man. Now, we not Christians in here, so if you decide to offer me a little Jack Daniels, I won't turn you down. I promise you. I won't be offended. With a shot of Coca-Cola will put me right where I need to be. And I'm sure everybody else in there might want a shot too. I see a few of the sisters like, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Take one of them, yeah, man. The brotherhood and sisterhood will prevail in here because of great men like Captain Natazah and other captains, Captain 95, who's just coming in now, holding down North Carolina. Give it up for him. Okay, don't worry. You know what I mean? They sitting in the low seats, but I got to give it up as usual for one of our top, if not near the top, General Muhammad. Please give it up for General Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? For the great work he puts in, you understand, all over the airs. Is Q? Where's Q at? Give it up here, right here. Give it up for General Q as well, holding this whole thing together for us. Is General Katham here? General Katham Gabar up in the building. Where he at? Stand up for a second, please. General Katham Gabar. So we got generals in the building. So many famous cats up in here. Captain Tazaryak's in here. Captain, give it up. Captain Makad Abarayam. Who am I missing? Captain Ashapariam. Give it up for him as well. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing some captains already, but we'll work it out then. I won't drag on much longer. we're going to get into these scriptures. We'll probably run for another hour. You understand? Heat prevailing, and we'll get it. You do your thing. You need it? Good. It's all yours. You good? All right. Y'all forget anything else before we go ahead in? Tonight is a hell of a night because once again, we get to celebrate a night that the Lord delivered the children of Israel from another enemy. A lot of people are on the internet saying, well, you know, if you're going to sit around and wait, you know what I'm saying, for some God from the sky, I don't see how you're going to get anything done. Some of our people could be ignorant like the bottom of my shoe. Because first of all, because we wait on our King, Yahushua, it don't mean we sit around. How you going to say we sit around when we building schools all over the world? We building camps and schools all over the world. Somebody get a shot at this school. Somebody and save this shot for me. Somebody, Barack up in there? All right, come on, Barack. You know what to do. Get a good shot at this school in here, and let's see if we sitting around. If we just sitting around in here. Waiting on the Most High does not mean we sit around. We don't do that in here. We work hard in here. We work our hands to the bone in here. And tonight, we're going to further talk about a brother and a sister who also worked their hands to the bone, who also was fearless when it was time to be fearless. It's a time when you got to get fearless. It's a time when danger is here, and now you got to step it up, and you got to do it in the name of the Most High. And this is what we're reading about tonight. Tell them where I want to go back to 1, but I ain't gonna do it to y'all. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow because I got some jewels in 1 and 2 I want to bring out. But I'm gonna take it from where we at. Now, where we at? Anybody know? Go ahead.
Chapter 2, verse 22.
2 and 22. Let's get it.
Verse 22.
Okay. Wait. Okay. I might back you up just a couple verses if you let me steal them. Can I go back? Can I go back to 16 on y'all? Go back to the 16th verse. We're going to run it from here, all right? Let me tell you something about you brothers and sisters too. You worked hard. You worked hard to bring the family order in. General Muhammad worked tirelessly from a young man to give you the understanding of how to have a family, how to raise children. And brother, you about to see the year of the sisters. This ain't no mean, you know, the year of making sisters carnal. You about to see righteous sisters crush the souls of wicked sisters.
That's right.
That's what you're going to see this year. Right. You're going to see, and I ain't bigging y'all up. I mean, I'll give y'all a little hand. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I don't give the women no accolades. Why they hate me so much. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking, of course. I'm joking. But this going to be the year that righteous sisters will finally overthrow the demon that is on wicked sisters, which is why Satan is pushing it so hard. Sexy Red, what's that one with the little afro that was on in the football game? Ice Spice. There's plenty of them. The Dominican sister from the TV show, Cardi B. The other sister, the one that did the song with her, about the whole wet and juicy thing. Like they pushing that. And they pushing that because you coming up through having great husbands, great brothers, and having faith. And tonight, we about to watch a sister that was on a level. And I pray that both brothers and sisters can learn from this and add this to us. Don't tell me about no other book. Like that book got something for me to learn. That's right. I'm not looking for Anunnakis, green tablets, little green men, or whatever the hell you looking for. I got my answers right here. And all the other answers are right here. I'm done. Take it from 16. Let's ride.
Verse 16. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus.
That's right. Speak up nice and loud. Bring that mic up close. Come
into the house of the royal in the 10th month, which is the month Tebeth in the 7th year of his reign.
Because like a heathen, this is what he did. This is how he operated. He had the women come in the harem. And then to marry them, he would go deal with them one time. And if he didn't like them or whatever, he sent them back to the second house, and they'd live their life out in this second house with the eunuchs. If he liked them, then he would call them back up, and they could come on up. And they couldn't even call on him. They had to put in like a notice to call on him, you know what I mean, before they could come back up. But that's how a heathen operates. And so she was caught up into that. But this sister, man, was a heavy sister, as we're going to see. Go ahead. Because, and listen, because she believed in the Most High, and Mordecai did too. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And the king loved Esther above all the women.
Of course, she was a Hebrew Israelite. Right. Our women are the best, hands down, no questions asked. Who was it that put it out there on one time up on Twitter or something about black women being the best women, and the damn internet went crazy? Y'all remember that? Oh, General Shalmar's in there. Big shout out to General Shalmar. Salah, y'all. I ain't see you over there hiding in there quiet, man. Salah. Anybody remember who put that out? I think the Coke on the side. Oh, you got it. Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Go ahead, Doc.
So I don't know who put it out, but he probably got it from you.
So no, it got, it was the grace and mercy of the Most High that handed this down to us, and now we all got it. You know what I'm saying, in this body. But somebody put it out there, and it started a storm on the internet. Read on, Doc.
And she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Verse 18. Then the king made a great.
Come on up here. Come on up here. You're gonna read from right here for me, all right? We're gonna share that microphone. I don't want to be yelling all the whole time. Can you reach up here? All right. Give me one more cup if I could. One more cup. What? Can you do it? I'm sorry to disrupt, fam. Bear with me 1 second. We're gonna get to it. We good? We good? Looking good. A little more. A little more. Give me more.
Get another cup.
A little more. A little more. Yeah. Sit down. What? I appreciate it. Good. There you go.
Verse 17. And the king loved Esther above all women, and she obtained favor, so like she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
Right. And remember, Vashti had a palace. Vashti had a palace, had servants, had wealth. He took all of it from her and gave it to one of our sisters. Now you do that, the so-called Jew do that to one of our sisters, and the average sister today, and that's the end of that sister. She's destroyed, corrupt. She hates black men after that. She promotes black men. These sisters getting these record contracts to totally decimate our young daughters, including Beyonce. All of them. Beehive come for me if they want to. I'll come for them. Be the beekeeper in about 2 seconds. Like, they all destroyed our daughters and are still destroying our daughters. So where I start asking questions like, why is this happening? Because our sisters who fall into them positions don't have the fortitude to stand up to the evil that's done to us. Give me some more. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces in brave gifts according to the state of the king. Verse 19. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Verse 20. Esther had not yet shewed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her.
Let me tell you something, Mordecai was a genius, and Esther was amazing. He told her, all this wealth and all this power and all this gold and all this jewelry you got, don't flash it. Don't be flashing it. Don't be blinging it. Put it away. And she didn't tell nobody about it. And she was wealthy after getting with that king. Our people now, they done just try to destroy us so bad that now we get a crumb from the slave master. And we floss it in front of our brothers and sisters and destroy them. And why are you going to show a Rolls Royce to poor people and floss on them knowing they can't get that Rolls Royce? Every preacher doing it, every rapper doing it, they doing it. You say the Bible is a made-up book. The Bible got better strategy about life than you ever would have out here in these streets. Every answer you ever want, that's one verse. I'm on one verse, and that one verse is explaining exactly what you do when you in captivity under another nation and you come up.
Right.
What do? You don't go flossing down the street like a gremlin with what the Lord done opened the door for you. Then you wonder why we having shootouts, why they breaking in your crib, why they doing this and doing that. Because you ain't thinking. You ain't thinking according to the scriptures. Mordecai was thinking that way. He told her, yo, you got all that gold and all that now? Put it away. Don't be showing nobody that. And here's the deep part. That sister was on the level, and what did it say? She did it as he said. Remember, this is the queen of an empire that stretches. We got a map in here? We got a map. I'll show you how big this damn empire is. This empire was huge. It encompassed all our lands. It encompassed everywhere damn near that they fighting right now in that Middle East. This king owned it all. And all of them was bringing gold and silver and jewels back to him. That's how rich they were. He gave her not a house. He gave her a palace, which today you would call a mansion. And she had all that and didn't flex none of it. And listen, and then she didn't have to listen to Mordecai. She could have been like, man, I done came up. What I'm listening to you for? I done came up. This is how sisters of the Lord work. Go ahead, Op. What?
For Esther did the commandments of Mordecai, like as when she brought up with him.
Like, just read that part. Don't even roll past it. Read that part again. This is a heavy. The second half of this verse, listen, I should just teach one verse in the class. I don't even know why I'm teaching all these verses, man. Because we got so much more than the world, they really only need to learn one verse at a time.
Right.
Right or wrong. Because they can't get one verse down when we got so much of the Lord's wisdom and knowledge that he put together. Read that second half. Somebody else break it down, because maybe I'm just tripping. Read that.
For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she brought up with him.
Now, somebody break that down for me. Somebody please, don't y'all make me look like I'm crazy. Somebody in here, tell me the significance of what he just read. Read it one more time for me.
For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she brought up with him.
Come on now.
Like I said, it's saying that Esther followed the traditions and everything that she grew up on with Mordecai, how Mordecai and her family of Israel had taught her.
Anybody want to add something? Go ahead, Doc.
She did what she was told.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Doc.
She listened to him like she listened to him. She was a little girl.
Say that again now. Everybody was right. But say that again. That was heavy, Doc. That's a bad sister right here. She listened to Mordecai like she listened to him when she was a little girl and he took her in. She was like a little girl. When Mordecai came, it was like her daddy came. And it didn't matter how big that palace was, or that gold, or that servants. She had servants. She had people that would kill for her. Guard her house. He couldn't even go up there. Said he was on outside the gate. He couldn't even go up in there. But she obeyed Mordecai, brother, like as if she was a little child. She followed what he said, did what he said. She had confidence in Mordecai because he carried himself in that right spirit. He carried himself the way he's supposed to carry himself, like a man of God with real laws and principles, man. and discipline and righteousness, you know what I mean, and forgiveness and repentance when you make a mistake. Thinking that you can't make a mistake is ridiculous. But when you make a mistake, do you have the wherewithal to come back to your brother and say, you know what, I did you wrong. I did you wrong. I apologize, man. And go back and correct it. If you can't do that, you flawed and you better work on it. Because that's part of you being an expert man of the Most High. You understand? And gaining the confidence of brothers and sisters that is coming into the truth. This was a bad dude, man. And he raised, and again, if you do what the Most High says to do, you're the one the Lord gonna come choose. He gonna come get you. He gonna say, I got a mission for you. Like, why out of all the sisters, remember they ruled all Israel. Remember when the cat Hammond came to get them, it said that these people are spread throughout the whole empire. Why is it that the Lord had the king fall in love with this one particular sister under Mordecai, who wasn't even his daughter? This is her uncle. I mean, this was his uncle's daughter, his father's brother's daughter. He took her in and raised her up like she was his own. Like, that is the level. That's where we fell from. And we about to get that back, fam. We about to get it. We about to take that back. We're not about to let that lay. All these old nasty songs, we're not letting that lay. That ain't laying no more. We about to change all of that. We sitting around waiting on the sky to open. You better hope we wait. We better hope we wait. You wake up tomorrow morning and see niggas hanging from trees. Edomites and everybody else. You better hope we wait. We getting to work up in here. So I should have said that. Once again, I can repent. I ain't mean that. Especially the TikTok. Y'all know we just talking. Salah. Come on. Go ahead.
Verse 21. In those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those who kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus.
That's right. They sought to lay hands on this king. Now, this is a heathen. His people plot on him. The same cat that they hate, who stand for the Most High, also stood for principles. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther.
Brothers, pass us some chairs over here, get some more, so we can get some of these sisters in. Fill that aisle up if you have to. Y'all, let's tighten it up, because we got more people still coming in. All right, some sisters too. Go ahead, Salaki.
Verse 22.
You got empty chairs, pass them over here. Somebody give Nine Thok a chair. Yeah, there you go. Line that row. Go ahead, Salaki.
Verse 22. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it to Esther the queen.
And listen, these cats were working. These are heathens. They working in the palace and all that, but they trusted and respected Esther and went to her and told her, yo, they trying to kill the king. Go ahead.
And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name.
Let me get that. You hear what he said? Esther certified the king certified it in Mordecai's name. She didn't do it in her own name. She didn't puff herself up. She went to the king and said, Mordecai did this. Now, that's a deep system. She gave the glory to Mordecai because Mordecai raised her right and raised her up in the spirit of the Most High. So she gave him the recognition because he knew what he was doing. And we already read the part where she went and chased him down. When she first found out, when they first heard this was happening, y'all know the part of the story I'm talking about? When they first heard this happen, right? And she went and sent messages to Mordecai. Did we get to that yet? Huh? We passed that part? Anybody know? All right, I want you to find that part for me. I'm going to come back to it. Read.
Verse 23. And when inquisition was made, and when inquisition was made of the matter, it was found out, therefore they were both hanged on a tree. And it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king.
And that day is going to come when these records are all pulled out of these kingdoms. If they go into these wars, they all have there's no record of those Israelites. There's no record of them. It's a damn lie. All them records are sitting in them kingdoms, buried underground, because they don't want them so-called Jews, the small hats, to figure out that that the Hebrews really was in all these kingdoms, because it's going to make them feel great. So they wait, but just wait long enough. All them countries going to break out in the war, and of course Esau going to go in there and steal all their records. They done stole everything out of Iraq. They gutted Iraq's treasures. Them treasures are sitting in all kind of private museums up in UNESCO everywhere. Eventually they'll bring them out because they got to puff themselves up. And we'll get a hold of even more of them great records of us. It's written in the record that Mordecai, the Hebrew, delivered this king's life, man. Go ahead.
Chapter 3, verse 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agadi,
Do your best. That's right. Go ahead.
And advance him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
What verse you in?
Verse 2.
Chapter 3, verse 2. If everybody want to get with us, chapter 3, verse 2, fam. Okay? This is our real records, man. These are our real records. We trying to figure out how to be based on some other nation's records. We sitting up there reading their books, their records, trying to learn from the East Indian, trying to learn from the Arabs, trying to learn from all the other nations instead of learning from us. Instead of learning from us, when we got the best records in the world, with all the nuances of what makes us us, down to our slang, is in these records in the scriptures. That's all we need, and we're gonna be amazing. Come on now.
Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed in reverence Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Verse 3.
Let me get in on that now. You see a man of God? Can you feel that? Everybody bowed to this cat. This cat was powerful in that kingdom. That's a big kingdom. I'm hoping we get a map. If we get a map, we're going to pull it up. That if it ain't one, don't worry about it. We can pull it up later. But here's the thing. That empire was huge. And this cat was powerful next to the king under that entire empire. And it drowned him. And it drowned him, and it also shows you why heathens can't be in charge. They can't handle that level of power. Rulership on the earth belongs to the Yahushua and to the men that he chose. That's why he told the 12, ye 12 shall sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. The Lord already has the order of things to be on this earth. You can't give it to no heathen. Esau got in charge. Look at the planet. Look at the planet right now, because you got the wrong man in charge. So this cat got in charge, and of course, the demon of Satan always comes up against the power of the Most High. You could be in the hood, in poverty, working on a menial job, but something about you on that job pisses that boss off. He already over you. He already your boss. What the hell is his problem? See, we got to go on our records to know. What's his problem? But he can't get enough. He got to suck the soul out of you. You got to grovel. You got to give up your whole spirit. Mordecai wasn't that type of dude. He wasn't like that. He stood up against what wasn't right. He didn't give these cats honor who didn't deserve honor. As far as Mordecai was concerned, he gave them the greatest treasure he had, which was a wonderful system. What more did he have to bow to this cat for? When one of his great daughters is sitting up there in their kingdom, you understand, about to be used any way the king wanted to use it. What do you got to bow for now? Come on now.
Verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Verse 4. Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them. They told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew.
Right. He told them straight up when they came to him. He said, look, I'm a Jew. He's actually a Benjamite. But back then they called them Jews because the kingdom was split. So Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was in one half, and the other 10 and a half tribes, half of Levi and the other 10 tribes, had already been destroyed. So they called them Jews, just like a combination. So he was telling them, look, I'm a Jew. We don't bow down to no man. We don't worship no man like an idol. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. Verse 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had shewed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus.
Right. Now, can you feel that for a second, man? This monster, this heathen, that's why being under a heathen is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. It's being under this heathen and not bowing one brother, not bowing, now the whole empire bowing to this guy. Everybody in the empire bowing to him, everybody acknowledging this guy, everybody reverencing him, sending him gifts, loving him, all of that, because of the power and authority that the king gave him. And of course, that still is not enough for a heathen. It's still not enough for a heathen that the whole empire bow to. He got to now destroy all of Mordecai's people just because Mordecai wouldn't bow to him. And brother, that's what you're going to be coming up against. And you're going to win. Come on.
Verse 7. In the first month, that is the month Nisan,
Go ahead.
in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast her, that is the lot before Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is month Adar. Verse 8. And Haman,
and just so you know, in other words, they was heavy. Okay, need another one. You need one of the whole area, all the way down to Africa, all the way through India. Get another bigger one. I could get it for you. What I was gonna say is, okay, that this show you how evil this cat was. He sat down and cast lots on the left-hand side to pick the day that he was going to slaughter all the children of Israel. He didn't even go get the permission from the king yet. He just sat there and worked with his witches and sat up there and figured out what day we're going to do. And they cast in lots. What day we going to wipe these people out? And they came up with a day that was a year later. So they had a year plotting to wipe us off of the face of the earth. And brother, you can best believe this empire and all empires come to that conclusion. Because you cannot keep the children of Israel in captivity. They eventually going to rise above you. And you're going to be jammed up, and then you're going to want to wipe us the hell out. And then, of course, then the Lord is coming for us. That's what we're watching right now. Don't let them put fear in you because we see our brothers and sisters coming across the border. Let white people worried about that. They should be worried about that because that's their kingdom fault. We ain't got to worry about that. It just means you got to split a bowl of beans and rice. So what the hell? You've been splitting them anyway. It means you get half a bowl of soup now instead of a whole bowl. What you crying for? You ain't had nothing but a crumb anyway in this kingdom. So that ain't for you to worry about. We to win them tribes, man. The Lord bringing them together. Come on with it, now. But they gonna put the propaganda out in the news to push it like, oh, they criminals, they this, they that. Ain't nobody gonna talk about what them Ukrainians doing right now. I guarantee you they setting up all kind of white supremacist organizations. All kinds of gangs they setting up. And doing all kind of organized crime while they sitting across the United States, and you ain't gonna hear nothing about it. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, There's a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse, and thy laws and their laws are diverse from all people.
Well, let me come in on that number now. Let me tell you something. We are not a mystery. We are the lost 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And as we go back to our identity, we begin to realize who we are and how we sit in every kingdom. You heard how he said these are people that are different than every other people. Their laws are different. They are like a strange people. And they don't benefit us by being here. Have we not heard that? We need to clean out the ghetto. We need more prisons. They all lazy and sitting around getting the welfare. I mean, every year, the presidential debate is over how much welfare you gonna give black people. Every year, it got to be a conversation about how much welfare we get. Meanwhile, they still ain't stopped them East Indians who's stealing billions of dollars from Medicaid. Medicaid being robbed like a crackhead robbed you. Take everything from you. That's how Medicaid is robbing them. And of course, no, you don't hear nothing about it. You don't hear nothing about it. Come on.
Neither keep they the king's laws. Neither keep they the king's laws.
Right. We the criminals. One more time. We the criminals in the kingdom. We the ones that's looked at as the criminals, as the ones that don't follow the laws and follow the rules. Meanwhile, they've been beating us down for years and years. And in that kingdom, they did too. We suffered hell under the Persians and the Medes. Not only that, they went down before that and went into Jerusalem and slaughtered the brothers and sisters in Jerusalem and carried them away. Mordecai was one of them. Him and his stepdaughter got carried out of Jerusalem all the way up to Shushan, which is up in Iraq somewhere. That's where he had to be dragged up to. That's where the king's palace was. This is in Iraq, for those that may not know. These are Iraqis, the supposed Iraqis, because who knows who the people are over there? They mostly Greeks. But traditionally, these would be who we would call Iraqi people. Go ahead. Oh, you found it. Okay. Can you zoom in? Yeah. Zoom in and give me the tip of Africa, the Middle East, and India. Go ahead. The water too.
Therefore, it is not for the king's prophet.
You good? You got sound? Yeah. Go ahead.
Salaki. Therefore, it is not for the king's prophet to suffer them. Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver and 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasury.
In other words, what this cat is saying is, listen, king, I work for you, but I'll pay you 10,000 talents of silver if you let me go kill these black people. I'll give you 10,000 talents of silver. Just let me go wipe them out. We'll show you why you can't have a kingdom filled with corruption. And you sure can't have a kingdom where the Lord's chosen people is under another nation, because that nation wake up tomorrow over jealousy because somebody don't bow down to them and use their money and influence to destroy your whole nation. And that's what's happening to us every day. All your laws that's being passed to destroy us is because some white supremacist sitting in some high seat with wealth and power, he just decide and he just decide and buy off a politician. Or you know it, your life is destroyed. Once again, the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Lord. It's foolishness to the Most High. Because you sitting up there trying to win elections and join different parties and this and that, when they buying the politicians like you buy a $2 hoe in Hunts Point. Right. You understand? And then you sitting up there expecting something actually to happen. The only way the earth runs right is righteousness set up, and the bloodline of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is in charge of the planet, because they were the ones the Lord designated and created to be in that line. That's right. You understand? Nobody else but Yahushai and his descendants that's going to rule this earth. That's how the earth is set up right. Not by these heathens. Give me some more. Huh? Let's go.
Verse 10. And the king took his ring from his head. Salaki, and the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha.
There you go.
The Agag.
Yep. That's it.
The Jews' enemy.
Can you put it up there? Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee.
He was going to kill, this cat was going to kill all our people because somebody wouldn't bow down to him. And you want us to work in harmony with heathens? You want us to look at them in some form of respect and adulation? You want to look at us to look at their combination? I'm going to do what Mordecai does. I'm not going to pay them no mind. I'm not going to look at them in no kind of level of respect and honor because they're not worthy of it. And that's how you be a real man of the Most High. Come on with it. We're going a little bit more, y'all. We're going to go to the end of 4, right? Oh, smart. We'll go to the end of 4. We'll go to the end of 4, and then we'll come back. We'll do the other half tomorrow night up in North Carolina. Go ahead. What?
Verse 12. Then were the king's
scribes put y'all through all this, y'all.
On the 13th day of the first month.
Perfect. Let's turn it out.
And they were written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants and to the governors that were over every province and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof.
Can we get in on this? Now, you hear all this that the brothers read. All of this took place because some cat got jealous he couldn't be worshipped. All of this. And that's what goes on with us too. All these laws and rules and all these things to oppress us and to destroy us and to cut us off and incarcerate us. All these things, man, is because some cat just decided he had enough power and he decided to work against us on it. Go ahead. Make a big screen. I'm perfect.
And to every people after their language, in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring. Verse 13. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's province to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar.
That's the month he cast lots for. And now you know the seriousness of the job you have. Because when you in the heathen's hands, they can wake up tomorrow and decide they want to wipe you out. Are we sitting around? Hell no, we're not sitting around. We building against this evil that's been going on for so many years. Looking and seeking of the day that our king returned. But certainly not sitting around. Certainly working towards it. Because they can decide any. And listen, you got the worst of the worst among Esau. Esau is worse than all the other heathen. So he can wake up tomorrow and decide, you know what? We done had enough with these blacks and these Latinos and these ghettos and all that. There's Edomites right now got bills and laws on the table where they just want to remove us from these cities. They want them cities back. They got all this infrastructure, all this real estate. They want it all back and want us out. And you think they ain't got a problem? The day will come where they will try it. But the Most High's day is in that day too, as we're going to see on the second half of this. I just want to show y'all this right quick if I could. Just to give you an idea if you don't know how big this kingdom is. Okay? This is China right here. Can y'all see that over there? Not really, right? Bear with me 1 second. No, just chill. Give me 1 second. I'll swing it back, sisters, all right? In a second. Let me show you something here, y'all. This is how big this kingdom was. This is India over here, right? This is Egypt over here. This is Ethiopia down here, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Turkey. This cat's kingdom, can y'all see it? No? Yes? This kingdom was so big that this cat ran Egypt, part of Egypt, all of this is Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia,
Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Turkey, Iraq, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and all of India. All of this. The whole damn Middle East. This is how big his kingdom was. Was y'all able to see that or no? That's how big his kingdom was. And this cat, with all that love and power and respect, Mordecai didn't bow down to him. It still wasn't enough. He had to go and exterminate a whole nation of people. He had to seek to exterminate Salakia. He had to seek to exterminate a whole nation of people. The Lord's chosen people should never be enslaved under another people, man. That's right. We should never be enslaved under them. We should never take on the identity of any other nation on the face of this earth. Give it up for the Most High for delivering us every time out of it. Do your best with it. Do your best with it. I know I'm knocking it down. Probably my hand on it. Go ahead. Let's go. A little bit longer. What verse here?
Verse 14. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. Verse 15. The post went out, being hesitant by the king's commandment, and the decree was given in Shushan the palace, and the king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city Shushan was perplexed.
You understand? Meaning the city was perplexed because, no. Did I kill it, y'all? It's done? It's done? We done? We done with it. All right, don't sweat. Appreciate it. Okay, the city, they sat down and had a drink. They didn't even care. They were getting ready to wipe all our people out and exterminate us. Yeah, you can move it now. You want to bring it back down? Yeah, go and bring it back down. The water, too, for allowing us to do this. You got it? I just want everybody to see how big that kingdom was. And we were spread throughout that entire kingdom. Now, we spread through that entire kingdom. These two fools that's running this enormous empire, these two idiots decide to exterminate us and sit down and have a drink. And the capital city is sitting up there like, what the hell are y'all doing? What are what's happening? They were perplexed. Why are you exterminating all these people? Go ahead.
Chapter 4, verse 1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and a bitter cry.
Let me tell you something, Ma. That's what you're doing on them street corners. All I see you brothers doing is on the corners cursing people out. I don't see you brothers actually doing anything because you don't know what it looks like when somebody's doing something. You don't understand what it looks like. Mordecai went out in that street out and blazed them streets up. Why? To get the word of the Most High out. To get the word of the Most High out that the heathens were seeking to destroy us. He got in them streets. He got in them alleys. He got in them roads. That's what we do in the UPK. That's why we do it. Our king ordered us to do it. And our history calls for it. Mordecai hit the streets and began to teach and speak like we do in here. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 2. And came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate cloth with sackcloth.
Because he put on sackcloth to do the speaking. When a man put on sackcloth among our people, it was a sign of mourning. So everybody knew something was wrong. That's why he put it on. Everybody knew when you put on sackcloth in our kingdom, everybody knew there was a death here. So they would ask you, why you got sackcloth on? What's going on? And then you would tell them, because the king's decree came down that we all are to be slaughtered in here. Mordecai knew how to gather the brothers and sisters up. Tell me about your plan and program and your religion and all that. I'm going teaching, man. I'm going to the speaking. I can't wait for camp this Saturday in North Carolina. Get it on. You know what I'm saying?
thank God, because that 13-hour drive, boy, y'all almost ain't see a big brother. I picked up 9 Thug in D.C. By the time we hit North Carolina, it's 9 Thug. I don't know. I was mumbles by then. 9 Thug, a whole road dog. He's used to that run. He said, no, sir, it's only 5 hours. He said, it's only 5 hours, boy. I said, come on, man, we going. We got it on in and got down this road, man. Because I wanted to see y'all, man, and see this great work that Captain Natazat put together, man, with all the brothers and sisters down here. And it's absolutely amazing, man. Damn right. The Spirit of the Lord will be in here with us. All right, we're going a little bit more, about 15 more minutes through chapter 5. Let's go. For chapter 4, rather. We in 4. This is the last chapter we're doing today. We do the second half, all right, when we get back up in North Carolina. Let's go. Tell them where you at.
Chapter 4, verse 3. And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was a great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping and wailing.
That's what's supposed to be among us. When we go out and teach and show our brothers and sisters the danger they're in, what has happened to us, how the drugs was poured on us, how the music is controlled by the small act to brainwash you and to break up your family, how your children are being sexualized in school, how your men are being pushed into the LGBTQ community, which they've been working on since the 80s in Johns Hopkins University on how to turn your son into a sodomite and your daughter into a lesbian. They've been working on it. And when we bring those out, our people are supposed to say, man, you right. We in a bad situation. And they supposed to put on sackcloth. But our people are destroyed. Our battle today is even more difficult than it was during the days of Mordecai. He hit the street and told them what was happening. They were smart enough and intelligent enough and had their identity long enough to know we can still go to battle and try to fix our lives. And it gets even better, man, how this happened. This story right here, I don't know about y'all, but this story right here, this story moved the hell out of me, man. This should be a movie, the way this went down. The way this brother and his niece went and they delivered a nation. Hold it now. This brother and his niece delivered an entire nation out of the hands of, at that time, the most powerful kingdom on earth. Don't tell me to fear America, man. I don't fear America, goddammit. I fear the Most High, but he can destroy America tonight if he decides to. Give me some more, huh? Nice and loud.
Verse 4. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it to her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai.
Let me tell you something, y'all hear this on me, man. You better go to Muhammad and do that 6-month rule and ask his counsel before you get a wife. You better listen to him. He know what he's talking about. Don't you go out there and get that old alley cat you've been looking at every day at work. You better leave that damn thing. You better come to work with a Geiger counter. She radioactive. Get you a sister that change her heart, a whole soul to become new. Because what you about to read is one of the baddest sisters Israel ever had. That had the strength and wherewithal to do what she did. First thing she did was she rich. She in the palace. First thing she did, she went and got her servants and sent clothes and stuff down there to put on Mordecai so he can take them rags off. He in the streets in them rags out at full out war. Mordecai in them streets. We got to get together. We got to come on, get it right. He in them streets warring to bring them brothers together. And she see he disrupting the whole kingdom. And she said, yo, y'all go down there, man. Send him some nice clothes. Let's make him feel better, man. Check out what Mordecai said. Read.
And to take away his sackcloth from him.
Right. They wanted to take them sackcloth from him because of what he was doing. Go ahead.
But he received it not. Verse 5.
He didn't take them clothes. He said, no, send them back to her. I know what I'm doing. Send him back to her. Go ahead.
Then called Esther for Hatak, one of the king's chamberlains, who had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was, Salaki, what it was, and why it was.
Now she was flexing her queen powers. She gave the servant the commandments. You tell Mordecai, I want to know what's going on. Like he refusing these clothes. He acting up. I want to know what's going on. Why is he acting this way? As the servant, he got power. This servant got power. He run down to Mordecai like, yo, the queen want to know what's going on. Now here's how Mordecai handled his business. Go ahead, Ak. That's why a man of God, Ak, is like the Lord said, I shall make a man more precious than fine gold. If you stepped into the realm of the Lord and truly stand with the Lord and put your spirit down with the Most High, He gonna make something out of you that you never knew could be made out of you. He gonna reform and shape you out into something that the world is not ready to receive. And you're gonna do things for the Lord and for your nation that in this kingdom and in this hell, nobody believed you could do it. But we gonna damn do it. You hear me? We gonna do it. We're going to be filled with the spirit of the Most High in Christ. Right. Give it to me. Give me this badass brother.
Verse 6. So Hatak went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate.
Why are we in the streets? That's where you are when it comes to the work of the Most High, when the nation's in danger. Why are we on them corners teaching? That's where you are. When your nation is destroyed and you here to become a man to stand up for what's right. And get your brothers and sisters out of that grave. What we did up there in New York, and really everywhere, what the brothers did across the border in Mexico, in California, down. Did we do any down here yet? I don't even remember everywhere we did them at. Yeah, go ahead, Katham. There you go. Baltimore. Woo! Most High in Christ. That's right, brother. That's right. What y'all did in Baltimore, what was amazing about Baltimore was that we didn't know black people were starving so much. We didn't know black people in Baltimore were so damn hungry and trying to damn survive. Like, we in a devastating state. While some stink ass hoe is up on the stage shaking her ass, our people can't feed themselves. You know, we're in a really, really bad situation. And you got to be in that spirit of Mordecai to even see it, to even consider it and say, yo, what is going on with us? And then it's supposed to make you like him. It's supposed to make you want to put on them garments and put on them rags and get your ass out there and change these brothers' lives and rage against the evil that's being pushed on us to wipe us the hell out. Right. You're supposed to want to do it. Come on, give me some more, Mordecai. We almost done. 9 minutes. We're going to be wrapping.
Verse 7. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay the king's treasuries.
Now, brother, can you imagine how Mordecai must feel? Like, this is why a man of God got to be like granite inside. First of all, the average dude get a chance to kiss Haman's ass, this heathen, just because of the power and money he has. The average dude would just kiss his ass just on the straight up. Excuse me, TikTok. Sorry, y'all. The average dude would have just kissed his behind, just simply because he in that level of power. But then when the cat turned on him and started to go to kill his people, the average brother would have been guilt-ridden. He'd have ran back and been like, let me bow down to this dude, because he's going to kill all of us. Let me try to, appease this dude, because he's going to harm us. Mordecai didn't do that. But you best believe he was in hell right there. And now this servant come from his niece, who he raised as a baby, rightly, and ordered him to tell him what's going on. Mordecai is devastated at this point. He's shook because of what's happening, but it's the Lord in it. That's why when you're back up against the wall and you warring for this truth and you down with this brotherhood and you done got your orders, I don't give a damn what it look like. You go face the lion in the den, goddammit, and be mad that the lion is there.
You understand? That's what you do in this truth. And that's what this brother had to deal with, because this is a devastating. Like, they make light of this. They partying and go over there in Israel right now. They ain't playing music and dancing. This real business here. This is real. This really how life can go when you in the hands of the heathen. That's why don't nobody want to go read it. Then they want to act like this ain't the book. This the book. This the solution right here. I ain't got to read nothing else. This cat was in hell. I can't even imagine being there. Could you imagine all America is now going to kill all the brothers and sisters because of you? Because you wouldn't bow down to this one dude. So now you the one, everybody, the whole nation looking at you like, this nigga, man. All you had to do was tell Hammond, yo, what's up? You know, man, the nigga running shit. Why you ain't act right, nigga? Could have got you a Benz or something, nigga. Scared you all up in there, all twisted face, mad mouth about this bullet. I'm just telling you how we would think of it now. You know what I'm saying? But really, he walking with the Most High. Somebody had their hand up? Go ahead, Kato. Most High Christ through our King Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Damn right, through our King Yahushua. You know what I mean? Damn right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all listen. And y'all got courage. That's why I'll never leave y'all side. I will never, ever, ever abandon these cats, no matter what, because I've seen their courage firsthand. Like I tell everybody, you want to see the state that Muhammad was in before he came to me. Go find that picture with me giving out. I had the red garment on. I'm giving out that food to that sister with the dreadlock. And go look at Muhammad. Muhammad look about 60 pounds. Salaki, General. I know I put him on the spot every time. But brother, he spent about 6 months with me and turned into a monster. And he been a monster ever since. And I love everything about it. Like, you see how he's sitting there? I love it. I love it. I be sitting there, I love it. I be encouraged, all that. With all the generals, all that. They halfway can't control them. I be ready to smack them. Because all the generals is halfway be out of control. I argue with Q every week. Me and Q argue every week. Every week, we argue about everything. Q, listen, Q come to Philly, right? I said, Q, come on up and do some hygienic work and check this house out for me. Q gonna check the house out, argue with me a half hour. I'm trying to tell Q, but the house up, man, you're playing around, the house is fine. Y'all let the generals talk with me like that. He argued with me a half hour. I can't say shit because Q was standing next to me on 8th and H when niggas wanted to kill us. And he did not goddamn flinch. He did not bitch up. I can't say nothing. So I can't deny we ain't gonna agree on everything. But I love them, man. And not just them, man. Other captains that have come through and all of y'all. Now, I may not see and know you, but I know your works. And that's how Christ said I would know you. I'm down here now because I know not to Socks works. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what y'all done. And the beautiful gun range didn't bribe me at all. that ain't alter me at all. But boy, we had a time yesterday, man. But that's what we gotta build. There's a righteousness among us that the world don't want us to get back. And we looking for it in all the wrong damn places. We gotta go look for it where it's at, which is in these scriptures under the order of our king. Right. Let's get it on. I'm going back. Where we at? Tell them where you are.
I'm still in verse chapter 4, part of verse 7.
Go ahead.
Promised to pay the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them. Verse 8. Also he gave him a copy of the writing in the decree that was given as she turned to destroy them, to shew it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to
let me get some paper towels
unto him.
Right. Let me stop you for a second. Brother, this is such a heavy part in these scriptures that we read. This cat came down to check Mordecai and say, yo, man, what? Give me a couple more. This cat came down to check Mordecai and said, why, what's going on here? Why did all this happen? And now Mordecai got to tell the queen who's been living in the palace that I'm the cause of all this uproar that's about to get everybody killed. And I'm the cause of this uproar because I would not bow down to Haman. Now, she in the palace. Now, the average sister, that's a death sentence to tell her that. But she going to say, well, that's your fault. You should have bowed down to him. You know he in power. Why you ain't bow down to him? That's the average sister. And Mordecai knew it, and he still gave her a command. He said, I'm sending you back up in there. Tell your queen that she got to go in there and face the king and get this thing stopped. And check out how he broke it down. Read it from where he said, and he gave her a commandment. Thank you so much. Read it from that part, because now you got something.
Also, he gave him. You said from the commandment.
From when Mordecai checked the servant that came from Esther. Give me from there, in the middle of that verse that you was just at. You was right there. Go right up on the top of that verse you at. Yeah, from the top of that verse.
Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to shew it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king.
You hear that? He went and said, also, I'm charging her. Tell her, and it's a lot for an average brother. Like now he got to go tell the queen what to do. His niece, who he raised, go in there and tell the king what's going on and stop them from killing the Lord's chosen people. Go ahead,
to make supplication unto him and to make request before him for her people.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. And Hatak came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Verse 10. Again, Esther spake unto Hatak and gave him commandment unto Mordecai.
Now this is where the sister come back deep. Remember now, Mordecai raised this girl up from young. And she listened to Mordecai like she did when she was a child. She had confidence in Mordecai. And that's why we got to fix us also. Because if we fix all these brothers out here and the nonsense out here, these sisters will be compelled to be in the right spirit. And if they learn right, they'll be in the right spirit. And guess what? We'll have a nation out that everybody running around looking for emerald tablets won't even understand what the hell is going on. I'm not reading no Arab's book. I don't need to. They over there in Afghanistan blowing their wives up in the stove. She go to put on food to feed this fool. The stove blow up and burn the broad up in their country. And you want me to go listen to them? I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Go read my own goddamn book. We don't blow up. We don't rig the stove. Like they such terrorists, they gonna blow the bitch up. They gonna commit terrorism on the broad. You married to the broad, you commit terrorist act. Come on, man. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. But I am impressed with this. Read this.
Verse 11. All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death.
Right. If you come before the king's court and you not been called, it's a death sentence if the king don't put the scepter out and bring you in. So you go before that court trying to petition that king, you better hope he put that scepter out. He don't put that scepter out, it's a death sentence. And she's saying that to say to Mordecai, you know what you asking me. Show you how bad she was. She said, now I'll go, but you know what you asking me. You asking me to go possibly die over this issue that's been created. But she did it so right, meaning she asked him. She tried to explain it. She didn't just tell him, I ain't doing that. Are you kidding? I can get myself killed. She letting him know what you asking me to do, I can get myself killed. Go ahead,
You know what's so heavy about what you're saying is that a lot of these women, when they read in the Bible or they listening to someone else, they don't see that like the worth of what women are worth in the Bible.
Because you can't see it if you got a sodomite teaching. If you got a man telling you to get swallowed, come on, man. How is getting swallowed gonna make you? You ain't gonna understand this. You're gonna be thinking about swallowing, getting swallowed. Come on, read.
Except such to whom.
Tell them what verse you at, so anybody that's following. Go ahead, verse 11 for fam, for everybody listening. Go ahead.
Except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yahanna is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular,
That's a
nobody
baby.
else there to compare.
Rightly.
Train for war, men
And
and war,
order
and
him
war
to
like
tell him what's
apparel.
going on.
Prefer our leaders can't
You
get
know
no
Mordecai is devastated at this point. He's shocked because of what's happening, but it's the Lord in it. That's why when you're back up against the wall and you warring for this truth and you down with this brotherhood and you done got your orders, I don't give a damn what it look like. You go face the lion in the den, goddammit, and be mad that the lion is there.
ISUPK, we out here in Baltimore, you know what I mean? We was having an amazing food and clothing drive out here, feeding the people, clothing the people, and staying, getting love for the brothers and sisters out here.
But that was my
Why we in the streets? That's where you are when it comes to the work of the Most High, when the nations in danger. Why we on them corners teaching? That's where you are. When you
That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm ripping. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my
realm of the
section.
Lord and truly stand with the Lord and put your spirit down with the Most High, He gonna make something out of you that you never knew could be made out of you. He gonna reform and shape you out into something that the world is not ready to receive. And you're gonna do things for the Lord and for your nation that in this kingdom and in this hell, nobody believed you could do it. But we gonna damn do it. You hear me? We going to do it. We're going to be filled with the Spirit of the Most High in Christ. Give it to me. Give me this badass brother.
Verse 6. So a talk went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate.
Why are we in the streets? That's where you are when it comes to the work of the Most High, when the nation's in danger. Why are we on them corners teaching? That's where you are. When your nation is destroyed and you here to become a man to stand up for what's right and get your brothers and sisters out of that grave. What we did up there in New York and really everywhere, what the brothers did across the border in Mexico, in California, down, did we do any down here yet? I don't even remember everywhere we did them at. Yeah, go ahead, Katham. There you go. Baltimore. Woo. Most High in Christ. That's right, brother. That's right. What y'all did in Baltimore, what was amazing about Baltimore was that we didn't know black people were starving so much. We didn't know black people in Baltimore were so damn hungry and trying to damn survive. Like, we in a devastating state. While some stink ass hoe is up on the stage shaking her ass, our people can't feed themselves. You know, we're in a really, really bad situation. And you got to be in that spirit of Mordecai to even see it, to even consider it and say, yo, what is going on with us? And then it's supposed to make you like him. It's supposed to make you want to put on them garments and put on them rags and get your ass out there and change these brothers' lives and rage against the evil that's being pushed on us to wipe us the hell out. Right. You're supposed to want to do it. Come on, give me some more, Mordecai. We almost done. 9 minutes. We're going to be wrapping.
Verse 7. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay the king's treasuries.
All right, now, brother, can you imagine how Mordecai must feel? Like, this is why a man of God got to be like granite inside. First of all, the average dude get a chance to kiss Haman's ass, this heathen, just because of the power and money he has. The average dude would just kiss his ass just on the straight up. Excuse me, TikTok. Sorry, y'all. The average dude would have just kissed his behind, just simply because he in that level of power. But then when the cat turned on him and started to go to kill his people, the average brother would have been guilt-ridden. He'd have ran back and been like, let me bow down to this dude, because he's going to kill all of us. Let me try to, appease this dude, because he's going to harm us. Mordecai didn't do that. But you best believe he was in hell right there. And now this servant come from his niece, who he raised as a baby, rightly, and ordered him to tell him what's going on. You know Mordecai is devastated at this point. He's shook because of what's happening, but it's the Lord in it. That's why when you're back up against the wall and you warring for this truth and you down with this brotherhood and you done got your orders, I don't give a damn what it look like. You go face the lion in the den, goddammit, and be mad that the lion is there. You understand? That's what you do in this truth. And that's what this brother had to deal with, because this is a devastating, like, they make light of this. They partying and go over there in Israel right now. They playing music and dancing. This real business here. This is real. This really how life can go when you in the hands of the heathen. That's why don't nobody want to go read it. Then they want to act like this ain't the book. This the book. This the solution right here. I ain't got to read nothing else. This cat was in hell. I can't even imagine being there. Could you imagine all America is now going to kill all the brothers and sisters because of you? Because you wouldn't bow down to this one dude. So now you the one, everybody, the whole nation looking at you like, this nigga, man. All you had to do was tell Hammond, yo, what's up? You know, man, the nigga running shit. Why you ain't act right, nigga? Could have got you a Benz or something, nigga. Stare you all up in there, all twisted face, mad mouth about this bullet. I'm just telling you how we would think of it now. You know what I'm saying? But really, he walking with the Most High. Somebody had their hand up? Go ahead, Kato. Most High Christ through our King Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Damn right, through our King Yahushua. You know what I mean? Damn right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all listen. And y'all got courage. That's why I'll never leave y'all side. I will never, ever, ever abandon these cats, no matter what, because I've seen their courage firsthand. Like I tell everybody, you want to see the state that Muhammad was in before he came to me. Go find that picture with me giving out. I had the red garment on. I'm giving out that food to that sister with the dreadlock. And go look at Muhammad. Muhammad look about 60 pounds. Salaki, General. I know I put him on the spot every time. But brother, he spent about 6 months with me and turned into a monster. And he been a monster ever since. And I love everything about it. Like, you see how he's sitting there? I love it. I love it. I be sitting there, I love it. I be encouraged, all that. With all the generals, all that.
They halfway can't control them. A halfway guy got to be ready to smack up. Because all the generals is halfway be out of control. I argue with Q every week. Me and Q argue every week. Every week we argue about everything. Q, listen, Q come to Philly, right? I said, Q, come on up and do some hygienic work and check this house out for me. Q go check the house out, argue with me a half hour. I'm trying to tell Q, but the house up, man, you're playing around. The house is fine. Y'all let the generals talk with me like that. He argued with me a half hour. I can't say shit because Q was standing next to me on 8th and H when niggas wanted to kill us. And he did not goddamn flinch. He did not bitch up. I can't say nothing. So I can't deny we ain't gonna agree on everything. But I love them, man. And not just them, man. Other captains that have come through and all of y'all. Now, I may not see and know you, but I know your works. And that's how Christ said I would know you. I'm down here now because I know not to Socks works. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what y'all done. And the beautiful gun range didn't bribe me at all. that ain't alter me at all. But boy, we had a time yesterday, man. But that's what we got to build. There's a righteousness among us that the world don't want us to get back. And we looking for it in all the wrong damn places. We got to go look for it where it's at, which is in these scriptures under the order of our king.
Right.
Let's get it on. I'm going back. Where we at? Tell them where you are.
I'm still in verse chapter 4, part of verse 7.
Go ahead.
Promised to pay the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them. Verse 8. Also he gave him a copy of the writing and the decree that was given as she charged to destroy them, to shew it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to
Let me get some paper towels
unto him.
Right. Let me stop you for a second. Brother, this is such a heavy part in these scriptures that we read. This cat came down to check Mordecai and say, yo, man, what? Give me a couple more. This cat came down to check Mordecai and said, why, what's going on here? Why did all this happen? And now Mordecai got to tell the queen who's been living in the palace that I'm the cause of all this uproar that's about to get everybody killed. And I'm the cause of this uproar because I would not bow down to him. Now she in the palace. Now the average sister, that's a death sentence to tell her that. But she gonna say, well, that's your fault. You should have bowed down to him. You know he in power. Why you ain't bow down to him? That's the average sister. And Mordecai knew it, and he still gave her a command. So I'm sending you back up in there. Tell your queen that she got to go in there and face the king and get this thing stopped. And check out how he broke it down. Read it from where he said, and he gave her a commandment. Thank you so much, John. Read it from that part, because now you got something.
Also, he gave him. You said from the commandment.
From when Mordecai checked the servant that came from Esther. Give me from there, in the middle of that verse that you was just at. You was right there. Go right up. Go to the top of that verse you at. Yeah, from the top of that verse.
Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given as Shushan to destroy them, to shew it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king.
You hear that? He went and said, also, I'm charging her. Tell her, and it's a lot for an average brother. Like now he got to go tell the queen what to do. His niece, who he raised, go in there and tell the king what's going on and stop them from killing the Lord's chosen people. Go ahead,
to make supplication unto him and to make request before him for her people.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. And Hatak came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Verse 10. Again, Esther spake unto Hatak and gave him commandment unto Mordecai.
Now this is where the sister come back deep. Remember now, Mordecai raised this girl up from young, and she listened to Mordecai like she did when she was a child. She had confidence in Mordecai, and that's why we got to fix us also. Because if we fix all these brothers out here and the nonsense out here, these sisters will be compelled to be in the right spirit. And if they learn right, they'll be in the right spirit. And guess what? We'll have a nation out that everybody running around looking for emerald tablets won't even understand what the hell is going on. I'm not reading no Arab's book. I don't need to. They over there in Afghanistan blowing their wives up in the stove. She go to put on food to feed this fool, the stove blow up and burn the broad up in their country. And you want me to go listen to them? I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna read my own goddamn book. We don't blow up, we don't rig the stove. Like they such terrorists, they gonna blow the bitch up. They gonna commit terrorism on the broad. You married to the broad, you commit terrorist act. Come on, man. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. But I am impressed with this. Read this.
Verse 11. All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death.
Right. If you come before the king's court and you not been called, it's a death sentence if the king don't put the scepter out and bring you in. So you go before that court trying to petition that king, you better hope he put that scepter out. He don't put that scepter out, it's a death sentence. And she's saying that to say to Mordecai, you know what you asking me. Show you how bad she was. She said, now I'll go, but you know what you asking me. You asking me to go possibly die over this issue that's been created. But she did it so right, meaning she asked him. She tried to explain it. She didn't just tell him, I ain't doing that. Are you kidding? I can get myself killed. She's letting him know what you asking me to do, I can get myself killed. Go ahead, Al.
You know what's so heavy about what you're saying is that a lot of these women, when they read in the Bible or they listening to someone else, they don't see that like the worth of what women are worth in the Bible.
Because you can't see it if you got a sodomite teacher.
That's right.
If you got a man telling you to get swallowed, come on, man. How is getting swallowed going to make you? You ain't gonna understand this. You're gonna be thinking about swallowing, getting swallowed. Come on, read.
Except such to whom.
Tell them what verse you at, so anybody is following. Go ahead, verse 11 for fam, for everybody listening. Go ahead.
Except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come into the king these 30 days.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And they told to Mordecai Esther's words. Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
I'll show you how bad this cat was. You know what kind of pressure he was up under? Now, listen, everything came on the line. All the children of Israel, because he wouldn't bow to this cat, the children of Israel came on the line. His own life came on the line. Now he got to put Esther's life on the line. He don't even get to save his niece now. And he still got to stand up in the heat of it and say to Esther, look, don't think about yourself. Don't think you're going to escape this. This is spiritual going on here. Don't think you're going to escape this, but have faith in the Most High and go in there and tell that king what got to be told. Brother, that's a hell of a decree you got to give your niece, whom you love as a daughter, who you done raised up right, so right that the king's attention got her. You got to have some heart in you to now tell her you got to go in there and talk to that king, even if it means your life, because all these people are going to be destroyed. That's a man of God. That ain't no average clown out here in the street. That's a man of God. And that's why the world may not see that a man of God is really on that level, but they will see it shortly. They will see how important and vital it is when you come into the truth, and sister, for that reason. They will see how vital it is for a brother and a sister that come into the truth and make this transition. It could be a hard road, but the victory, the win on the other side is incredible. Let's read.
Verse 14. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
You hear what he's saying? Let's show you Mordecai he wasn't scared. He said, look, if you hold back, the Most High is going to find another way, bigger and greater than you, to deliver these people. He know the Most High is with these people. And brother, you got to know it like Mordecai know it. You got to know it like Mordecai know it, that these are God's chosen people. Do your research. Do your homework. Make sure you understand. And then once you get it down, don't ever let nobody take it from you or give it up or compromise you or twist your mind or brainwash you or break you or anything.
Right.
Then you got it. Then you now serve the Most High in that spirit, in this brotherhood, in this UPK with complete vigor. Christ said, whatever you lay your hands to do, do it with all your might.
That's right.
We don't sit around. Sit around what? Sit around doing what?
Right.
We in here warring for this
Right.
nation. You just can't see it because ain't no road. Maybe I need to get a road. That's the problem. Muhammad, y'all got to get me a Rolls Royce. I need it. That's why I just figured it out. That's why they ain't hearing me, Shalmar. Y'all got to lease me a Rolls or something. Drop top, root beer color. Come on, man. That's the problem. They don't see it because it's too easy. You get my point? We the war in this. Don't nobody go out and get no room. I'm joking, of course. Read. Come on.
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
Right. You're going to die in your father's house. I mean, you and your father's house going to die because you decided to side with these heathens who gave you this mansion and this wealth. That's what shocks me about all these entertainers. They get this money from these record labels and these different situations, and they turn against their own like madmen and women. That's why it was halfway right. I don't know her story, and I don't even know her, but it was halfway right how Monique came back and brought out some of that checking and brought out how she stood with her husband. Like they're sisters that's trying to fight their way to that position of righteousness. And there's brothers that's doing the same. And that's what we need. That's what's going to make the Lord come deliver us out of the hands of these heathens, man. Let's finish this up, y'all.
And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
This is what you got to be looking at. How you know you didn't come here just for this? You don't know why you was brought in this truth. You don't know what the mission is, but you better be ready on the one. So when it happened, you ready for it to happen.
Right.
You ain't supposed to be light on it. We ain't sitting around waiting on a damn thing. We building in here. We stay ready on the one.
Right.
You understand? Because you don't know what it's going to be. Whatever it is, it's going to be what we need it to be for the Lord's glory.
Right.
The Lord delivered the children of Israel with the beauty of a woman right here. Go ahead,
Verse 15. Then Esther bade them return, Mordecai this answered. Verse 16. Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law.
Stop right there. Like this moved me every time I read it. Like this a heavy sister. She said, you know what? No problem. Y'all go fast and pray for me, man. We're going to take this to the Most High. I'm going to give all my sisters, man. We're going to come together. We're going to fast and pray over this, man. We're going to go up in here, man. I'm going to step to this king. And if I die, I die. But let's go on and do this for the nation. That, brother, is worth gold. That right there is the rarity of the earth. That right there is what's got to be in your soul. And if you ain't got it today, that's all right. Work on it. Work on it. Work on it. It'll get there. Pray over it. Ask the Most High. Get strengthened. It'll get there. because you're going to change the world. Now, I'm solid myself out of the way. Go ahead, Al.
And if I perish, I perish.
Ooh, that's a bad thing. You know how sisters are. If it go down, it go down. That's what she's saying. If it happened, it happened. I'm doing it. That's some heart right there. Go ahead.
Verse 17. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him.
You can stop right there. We'll do the second half tomorrow night and see, of course, all the stuff that happened that brought us up out of this and why this first half is so important, because this first half of what we just went over is how we got the second half. Had we not had this first half, we would not have had the second half. I say this all the time, and I close with this. I'm Commanding General Yahanna of the ISUPK. And you follow my orders. And if you wise, you should. But this record, I didn't create this. I didn't sit down in my basement and write this. I didn't put this together in no book. I didn't work this out no kind of way. What's in these records was long here before me, and greater men than me put this together. Brothers and sisters, we have a gift. We have a gift that nobody can see, that was handed over to us to do something amazing. Take the gift, man. Take the gift. Take the gift, man. And let the Most High work in you to do something you have never believed could happen in your life. With that, I turn the class over, man, to Captain Natazak, man, badass cat, the UBK. And I thank y'all for inviting me and having me down. What?
Rock.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yahanna is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders can't get between us.
Let's get rid of them. Let's enact laws to bring them down and put them behind kingdom. Let's enact laws to unalive them and get rid of them. We live in it today, man. The Bible is real. And this is the only real thing in my life since I've been commanded during Yahanna. I saw the pages come to life. You understand? So we can go out and slap each other.
Hey, no time pressure. And if I could, first of all, I want to say all praise is due to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Give the Most High Christ a hand on everything we do. Our holy King has strengthened us and got us on track. Is Muhammad here? Okay. Got us on track. That man you just finished listening to was one of only two men that had the strength at that time to stand up against the lies that was being told and to simply ask the question whether or not it was true or not. That man right there is as responsible as I am and as General Muhammad is for this truth being able to be continued. along with the other generals who met with us in D.C., General Shalmar, General Kabbalah, General Kathum Gabar. Did I miss somebody? I think that's right. Who also stood up with us. I'm getting old, man. I've been saying y'all names for 20 years. Starting to forget them now. No. Like who have stood with us for all these years to carry forth this truth. And it has been an amazing journey, an amazing ride. The water, General Mayak, man, you put it every bit of it on the line, man. Man, right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go on all night just on Mayak. I could do a class. I'm gonna start doing classes on y'all in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank everybody who came out. We're gonna pick up for those of you that may not know. Will you read now? You got it? Beautiful. Okay. We're gonna pick up from the 5th chapter of Esther and carry it on out. We're gonna run for about an hour and get into it a little bit, man, on what happened on the other side of the table. This was an amazing event that took place, and it is the reason we're here together now. It's the reason we still have this struggle in us. Once again, if you ever wanted to have something to motivate you to do the Lord's will or to be strong in these tough times, you got it. Because these scriptures are filled with secrets. Secrets that the Lord only reveals to the prophets. And that's why they're only coming out through us now in the work of the Most High. This sister here was an amazing sister. She was unlike what you see on Instagram and YouTube and social media in general today. She was phenomenal in what she did. So let's get it in. We're going to bump it up to the 5th chapter out, starting at the 1st verse.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 1.
Any other questions before I go on? Anything I left out? Anybody? All right, let's go.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 1. Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel.
something on them.
Come.
Like Haman is in charge of everything, but because of one man would not bow, that it's too much for him.
Bring your chair up here, my y'all. I see you ready.
I've been sick for 2 weeks. I'm good. I'm bursting with it. Tazariak had to stop me on something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, and Commander General Yahanna, General Hyman, they brought this out in the past, how our enemies, these heathen, it's never enough for them. You can't give them enough loyalty. You can't give them enough love. Our people done bled in their wars, like General Hyman brought out, died, saluted their flags for centuries, and they still hate us. Why? What the hell we do? You know what I'm saying? We don't deserve their hate, but it's biblical, their hatred for us. It's biblical. Haman is second to the king. Everybody, the empires is bowing to him under the king's orders, but this one brother doesn't bow, and he wants the whole race to die. Man. They are sore losers, man. It's just incredible to me.
You know, winners too. They win it, be mad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's go.
Khan. The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 2. And it was so when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter.
And Shell, just reading the story, that the Lord put the spirit on Esther to just captivate this dude, which a heathen ain't never on the level of our sisters. It's just we were in captivity. So the Lord put her in place right there to deliver this nation when the time came. And it shows you how easily we could have lost everything we had. You understand? Jump in anytime you're ready, jump. Go ahead, please.
Head out to Esther, the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
Verse. He put the scepter out like that there. That's what he would do. And then you touch the top of the scepter, like recognizing him as the king. And then you can come and deal with him. They had all these type of rituals to try to keep them heathens in line. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request?
Go ahead.
It shall be even given thee to half of the kingdom.
Right. He said, I'll give you whatever you want, Esther. I'll give it to you. Even up to half the kingdom. Go ahead, Q.
Sheba didn't have nothing on Queen Esther.
Exactly. Right. They pumped her up like she was something amazing. Right. Exactly. And had the nerve to boast themselves and act like he gave her the thing. When she was up there to see what real power was. Like this sister right here could wield some power for with the hand of the Lord. And this is a lesson. Let me tell you something. This is a lesson for all sisters and brothers. That our fight for our morality is at hand. Could we get this brother a couple of chairs? Hey, how you doing there, Warrior? Shalom, brother. Good to see you, man. Let's get some chairs. Can we get some chairs for the brother? Yes, sir. You coming? Okay. 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 Yes. Yeah, somebody give him some Kawada cat. Kawada Tazaria. Get all these seats up here, man. The sisters need some seats. Get them all them seats. We got to get y'all more chairs. North Carolina. It's a beautiful school in here, man. They give it up to Captain Isaiah and Officer Lahar. Give it up for them, man. And all you brothers up there in North Carolina, man. Getting it on. All right, let's keep going. We don't drag too long. Let's ride.
Come. The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 3. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther, and what is thy request? It shall be even given given thee to half of the kingdom.
The Lord knew ahead of time this was a dude, man, that loved a beautiful woman. So the Lord put a woman on him so beautiful, brother, that he was ready to give up half that kingdom to her. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4. And Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman, come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
And Israel's always been cunning. She could have just told him right there. But she said, nah, if it please the king, I'm going to make a banquet for you. And just you and Haman come. Just y'all come. We just going to get together. And he loving it. Like, oh, man, I'm going to hang with Esther now. We gonna have a good time.
Right.
But she putting the plot in on it. The plot to save the nation. Today, this beast done turned our sisters in a spirit to plot against you. Now you the paycheck. You the one she plotting on against. Because their mind been jammed up by Esau. Go ahead.
What's the proof of that? And what's the reason why? How can he get our sisters to turn against us? That bad. They call it the bad. They think if they turn against us and please daddy, our slave master, they get that bag. But then daddy always showed them at the end, you ain't getting but a penny. Look at Taraji P. Henson. Look at all the entertainers, man. They know that the small hats ain't giving them but a drop of what they got, man. And then they find, then they live in the truth. And now they in it. So they say, I guess I just got to keep doing it like Steve Harvey. I guess we just got to keep kissing the ring. I guess we got to keep doing it. Oprah and all that. Now we fight amongst each other to get the penny that he drops at us. They the real puppet masters, man. So, you know, our sisters, that's why they giving up all their spirit for money. Right. And the love of money is the root of all evil. The proof is look at our people today. So like you said.
No, that was dead on right, Maya. Like we should look at our game as a tool to fight the enemy. Remember now, this woman got a mansion. Wealth. She ain't broke. She up there near the king. She got her own mansion. She got Vashti's mansion, which was bringing out earlier, that she got Vashti's kingdom. I mean, Vashti's a mansion and her wealth and her jewels. But what is she doing? She's plotting for her people. That's why we always telling them entertainers, if you getting money from them, why are you such a slave to them? Like getting the money is supposed to make you plot harder against them. Black entertainers should have been building black theaters. It should be a black theater network in every major city. Everybody knows media is how you influence the masses. Why isn't there an independent black-owned movie theater in every major city in America? So that when those type of movies come out, we put them in all our theaters, and who cares what the small hats say? Where's all the black, and they got the paper. The paper is not even an issue. Where's the network of black playhouses? I can't wait to see that again. There used to be a time when black people had their own playhouses, and they would put on plays and performances that would influence us in our struggle. They stealing all the black independent radio stations, and we giving them up. We should be warring for all of ours. We gave up the Negro Leagues.
Right.
Mistake. We gave up our boycotts on the buses. Instead of making a bus company, we went and gave it up. Mistake. Gave up all our music. You heard Benzino, what's his name? Benzino fall on his sword the other night on Drink Champ. He fell on, what they call it, what they call that when they put the blade in and cut you? Harry Carey, right? He put the Harry Carey on his ass and chopped his own gut out spiritually, which was sad to do. That's why the Lord needs men that really, truly have faith in the Most High. And faith don't mean you sit around. Faith without works is dead. Faith means you get to work and make something happen for this nation to go forward. Well, this sister here, this is the year, I'm telling you. Sister's going to do amazing things to crush that demon on them sisters out there. Go ahead, General.
And what's their excuse, General? Why they ain't home with their kids because they trying to become a star. They trying to get this bag. And what they tell their friends and family and the ones they love, they say, I'm doing this because I'm going to bring it back home. I'm doing this to have a better life for the whole family. A lot of them even say I'm doing this to bring it back to the hood. But that second part never comes. It never comes because, why? The small hat knew your intentions. They know you trying to come up and bring the hood up. They know all that. So they got things in place, and in them contracts, boy, they got things in place where they are always in charge. And you ain't never in a position to control what you didn't produce. You know what I'm saying? To come back to the hood.
No, you're right. And if you don't have yours, then you got nothing. You understand? And you're gonna get more by not going with it. We done open up schools all over the place. This is my first time in this school. My first time in this. How long y'all had this school? Damn right. How long we had this school? Huh? No, a few years. This is my first time stepping in this school. 3 years. My first time stepping in it. It was my first time stepping in the one in South Carolina. Like, that's how we rolling because we doing it ourselves. And imagine what's going to happen coming in the near future, man. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be your bodega. This is going to be your courthouse. This is going to be your marriage council house. This is going to be your business center. And above all, this is going to be the place where you learn everything about the Most High and Christ. Right here in these buildings that we building right here. They look small now, but in a minute, you're going to have to get a ticket outside, down at the corner. Well, you try to go, you got to get a ticket, man. You got to go down the corner and see that brother down there. That brother got that red scarf on. See him down there. No, the one all the way down there. Go see him. That's how it's going to be. And I pray, I can't wait for it, because this is the time that it should happen. Like, we deserve to be delivered from slavery. We served this bastard on every level that he could ask us to do. We served him, built his empire, made it the greatest empire in the world. And we still got to give it. We still got to grovel, and we got to be thankful for every quarter and dime we get. When we serve, our great grandfathers and grandmothers served this place for absolutely nothing. All across this United States and the Caribbean and Central and South America, and we still got to grovel. You understand? Now is the time that we should begin to become free from this place, and we're gonna see it real soon. Let's keep going.
Come. The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 5. Then the king said, "Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther have said."
Right. He told, hurry up, because I want to go see Esther. Tell Haman to hurry up. Get ready. We're going to a banquet. Just the three of us. Go ahead, Op.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. Verse 6. And the king said it to Esther, at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition?
He's still trying to figure it out. What you want, girl? What you want? I give you whatever you want. Up to half this kingdom, just tell me what you want. He the king. He got to give her nothing. But that's how impressive she was. That's how powerful a righteous sister is. It's beyond just a long skirt on. A sister in the right spirit, I could move the world. Scriptures tell you that even in the New Testament. Muhammad pull it all the time, right? That one where it say, you quote it for me if you don't mind, General. The husbands will be won by the wives. That means a woman's conversation can do major movement in the earth, which is also why, the water, General, which is also why Esau is trying so hard to get our wives to become like an animal, to prey on you, to become unruly, to speak. Every sister from young should be being taught how to speak, how not to put that spirit out. Men been crying about it for the last 5 decades. That woman mouth, that woman mouth, that woman mouth. Let's teach her how not to have that mouth. And we'll do something amazing, man, in this kingdom. We'll do something amazing. Just like that heathen fell down, brothers will fall down and hear the words of sister. A lot of you, I don't know, most of you know the sister, she's a Muslim, okay? Shahrazad Ali. Y'all heard of her, right? But now y'all wasn't around, most of you wasn't around when she came out with that book. Now, it's flaws in the book, okay? You only could get it from the scriptures right. But she came out with that book, brother, back in the day. I remember when the day she came out with it, the world went left field. She put that book out. Oprah was in there like she wanted to slay her. She was on Oprah like, what?
because in the book, she was laying it out in the way that she could. And she caught nothing but backlash from it. And then it caught on. Here was the killer. There were so many sisters who really wanted to, they didn't want this conflict with their man. They wanted to get on the right page. So they started breaking away from the traditional ways that people operate here today. And guess what? Esau took her off of every airwave, every TV show, everything. He canceled all of it. He shut her all the way down because sisters was beginning to try to fix themselves and get right. The whole attitude that our sisters got is fake. It's created by whores that they put on TV and make rich, who make songs telling you to do the most horrible things you ever could think of. That's made up. That ain't real life. That's made up life. So when the sisters learn how real life works, they get an amazing families. And I know brothers is, I keep the back for brothers. You just gotta report them. We'll get him right. So let's keep going.
Please. The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 6.
Come on.
And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to have of the kingdom, it shall be performed. Verse 7. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, verse 8, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them.
Go ahead.
I will do tomorrow as the king has said. Verse 9. Then went Haman forth that day, joyful and with glad heart. When Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai.
He put so much pressure on Mordecai, man, to get Mordecai to bow to him. He done already set it up. Mordecai, people all about to be slain. He having parties and enjoying himself. And he's still mad that Haman won't bow down to him, man, when he see him in the gate. That Mordecai won't humble himself. And these heathen think exactly the same.
Right.
These Edomites think this way. All these tribes think this way. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. Verse 11. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him.
Right. He was sitting up there talking about, I got children, I got family, I got money, I got wealth. The king gave me everything. I'm the bomb. This is a heathen. Go ahead. But what was really on his mind? Go ahead.
And how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king.
I'm down with the king. I'm above, and that was some provinces. And he must have been, this cat must have been so wealthy and so powerful in that empire. He's sitting up there in splendor. Go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 12. Haman said, moreover, Esther, the queen did let no man come in with the king until the banquet that she had prepared but myself.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to even go to the banquet. And ain't nobody could come to the banquet. And that's us when we get out. You ever see them brothers be on them different videos and they be talking about what they got? Yeah, man, though, y'all don't know nothing about this. Y'all don't know about this. Why? Y'all don't. When you hear that, that's the same demon on him. That's the same demon that's on him. You understand? Like, that's the same carnal demon that will destroy you if you're not careful. Go ahead.
Come.
It fits on a heathen. It doesn't fit on us. Go ahead.
And tomorrow,
I done heard many Israelites say in the entertainment world, some of you niggas ain't never seen $1 million. You ain't never seen $1 million. I know y'all done heard that, right? That's that demon there amongst us. It don't fit. It's like,
no, you're right. That's that same demon when we should be seeking is Christ's kingdom. Why?
That's
Because
right.
Christ's gonna have the power to raise the dead.
That's right.
That's the kingdom. You want a kingdom with some power. Well, Christ is gonna have a kingdom that will never, ever, ever have another nation come up against that kingdom ever again. We don't know what it's like to live in peace. We don't know what it's like to go down the road in peace. In Christ's kingdom, brother, nobody shall rise against the Lord's chosen at all. Give me some more.
And tomorrow am I invited. It's like invited enter also with the king.
He all up in his splendor, thinking he's great. Meanwhile, the Most High is about to use this woman to do him in and to stop these heathens from the evil that they bring forth. The power of a righteous sister. And let me tell you something, man. All them sisters, man, in them agencies, you know how much seats sisters got? You been to Washington, D.C., man? Black women run the infrastructure of Washington, D.C. You go up there for that damn convention, you know what I mean, that Black Caucus. Them sisters running them places, huh? Okay? They running them places. They up there with the governors and the mayors and all the powerful seats. And then the minute you come to the window at DMV trying to just get a driver's license, what? No, you ain't. What? You got to fill this paper out. And giving you a demon when it ain't even necessary. You can't get any compassion for what you go through. Well, this sister right here had compassion on her brothers and sisters like you ain't never seen before. She gambled her entire wealth, her position next to the king, which was totally, she could have lost everything. She gambled it all to deliver us.
That's right.
We raise up sisters and daughters like that in the UPK, and we're going to be something to see. We're going to be something amazing. They can talk all that philosophical bullshit they want. Excuse my French. We got the kids in. They can talk that bull all they want. God's word, is way better. Way better, way more informative, way stronger, way more in the spirit, and will do more by the power in the hand of the Lord than you could ever do in a carnal world. This what you watching is the Lord work. The Lord is amazing. This story we read, whether you know it or not, the Lord is showing you what's going on in the front office, and he's showing you what's going on in the fourth dimension in the back office. He's showing you both sides of the coin at the same time. So you know what you see the story, but he also showing you this what he's doing in the back. And brother, it's supposed to give you faith. It's supposed to make you strong, sister. It's supposed to make you remember this so that the next time you in the crossroad, the next time you in that situation where that boss is trying to put pressure on you to do something evil to somebody on that slavery, you're supposed to think about it then and say, you know what? Esther wouldn't have done this. Sarah wouldn't have done this. I'm not going to do it either. And you'll be strong with the Most High and you'll change something. And brother, we start a wave of that. Our sisters, let me tell you something. Our sisters that's out there destroyed they looking for us to change it. And they looking for sisters to show them the example. And we going to do it too. Go ahead, Salam.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 13. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai, the Jew, sitting at the king's gate.
All my riches, all my family, all my money, it don't do me nothing. As long as I see this nigga at the gate, not willing to bow to me. That's how heathens think. That's how a demon from Satan will try to make you be against your own brothers and against your own sisters. And they win in the war. Brothers hating brothers over nothing. Sisters hating sisters out there over nothing. If it wasn't for what's going on in this sanctuary, there'd be nothing, and I mean nothing, built to fight against the forces that's turning us one against each other and destroying us as a people. There'd be no force. When you come in this room and shut that door, this a different world. What's going on in here is what you see in the back office in the story.
That's right.
That's what's happening in here. That's just the back office right here.
Right.
What's happening out there, that's the front office. Read.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 14. Then said Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high. And tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged.
Right. Go up in there, man, and get that straight. Go up in there and set up them gallows, man. And when you go up in there and it's just you and the king and the queen, make sure you tell the king, let me go on and kill Mordecai and get rid of him. Get him out the way. And that same plot took place with John the Baptist. That same plot took place with the queen of Egypt with Joseph. That same plot took place many times. Many times you've been in the crossroad, whether